Good morning, viewers. You're welcome today once more to your favorite program, The Employer. The Employer is a program created by Christian Wogu, a corporate systems specialist and business ownership expert, and also the author of these 3 books: Commanding Wealth, Building a Stronger Economy, and Multimillionaire Mindset. And they are all books designed to help you grow from grassroots, from one man's business, and to become a corporate giant. What does your program, The Employer, seek to address? The Employer wants to salvage unemployment. The Employer seeks to promote business ownership, to encourage corporate systems, to raise personal income, to boost rapid economic growth. The Employer seeks to empower personal financial sovereignty as solution to ravaging unemployment pandemics, and to develop private sector-driven wealth systems for economic re-engineering. It also seeks to raise outstanding business owners from grassroots to manage and control the wealth of nations. It seeks to deploy human and tested resources to nation building and to economic reconstruction. Today, as usual, we'll go through the Employer lecture for a few minutes, and thereafter have a guest in the house who left Nigeria as a young man to a foreign country, and he is back. He will be sharing his experience and his story. And I want to encourage you to call your friends, send text to people that you care for, ask them to tune over to this station immediately, because there is a lot in stock that you will benefit greatly from. We'll be going on a short break, and when I come back, I will be taking you on the short lecture, the short Employer lecture. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Employer. The Employer is a program designed to salvage unemployment in our system. There is no doubt that one of the major challenges in our nation today is ravaging unemployment. There are different figures, but the reality is that a majority of our young people and elderly people are actually unemployed. And there are also the others that are underemployed. Now, the thrust of this program is to help you as my viewer and as a fan to this program to take personal responsibility for creating jobs, starting by creating one for yourself and then moving on to creating jobs for other people. Now, of course, this is a short program. The larger part of the training you will always get at the Shekinah Business School. Shekinah Business School is an institute that's been put together to grow corporate giants and turn them to become multinationals. You can always call the numbers on the screen to register to be empowered in Shekinah Business School. Now, in today's segment of the employer lecture, we are going to be addressing business financing. Business financing. Now, we found out that the major inertia to taking off most times in undertaking a business venture comes down to financing, capitalizing a project. And we ask ourselves, business financing, is it such a mighty monster that cannot be overcome? Business financing is important, and a lot of people who should actually finance businesses, especially the small scale businesses of today, are neglecting to do just that because of the abundance of money that comes via the oil proceeds. Now, on the other hand, I've also seen people that have a lot of money, either they won money via inheritance or through lottery or through gifts or through several other means. However, the presence of that money had not actually taken them any further in business generation, business funding, business expansion. One thing is clear, funding is important, but you must have to devise creative systems and creative means of surmounting the challenge of funding. Now, the truth of the matter is that every business has a capacity to grow for one man's business and become corporate and ultimately become multinational. That is, multinational means it has presence in all or some countries of the world. That means it can earn income in other nations of the world. But I submit that every multinational, every business that became corporate at one time was a one-man's business. So most businesses start as one man and ultimately they become multinationals, they go corporate. But every business needs anchorage. Every business needs support. There are institutions that have been created to support businesses, and that includes banks and maybe insurance companies. But there's an irony. The irony is that it's really, really difficult. Sometimes it might ultimately be easier for the camel to pass through the eye of the needle than for a young businessman to access funds. And some of these funds, we are told, are actually funds that have been dedicated to promoting small-scale business. But we find that the small-scale businessmen ultimately don't access these funds. Now, it's important I talk to financiers this morning and tell you that the small-scale businessman out there is the ultimate hope, the ultimate future of the economy. Now, today, there are a lot of funds that come into our system, into the financial institutions via the oil proceeds, because, of course, the oil proceeds are domiciled ultimately in financial institutions, and several other funds that come in that have to pass through those financial institutions. But then, because these funds don't find expression, they don't find expression in funding small-scale businesses, and it's a pool. It finds expression in what? Corruption, fraud, and we find this happening every day. Now, the reality becomes that funds that could be used in funding small-scale businesses every day find their way filtered away via fraudulent practices and corruption. Now, that's actually eating tomorrow today. Now, God forbid, just God forbid, but assuming our oil ceases to flow, assuming that funds don't come again from oil proceeds to certain institutions that accommodate those funds and should distribute them, what again would be the alternative to this? The alternative is to begin to identify these small-scale businesses and build them up and help them grow and risk and nurture and let them just grow with good tutelage, good nurturing. These businesses will grow. And when they grow today from being a one-man's business, they will grow, become corporations, they will grow, become multinationals, and then they will become an alternative to the economy. Right now, oil is the mainstay of the economy. Oil drives everything. All servicing institutions actually leverage and are sustained by the flow of oil. We need an alternative, and that alternative will be when those who have been trusted with the custody of these funds begin to identify and stop putting a lot of blockages and do a lot of thinking and create avenues and systems that can identify these small-scale businesses all over the places. They can move from one level to the other. Now, we find a lot of pleasure dealing with expatriates and multinationals. Why? Because somebody had taken risks on them in their respective nations. That you can't do. Now, but on the other hand, for those of you who are small out there and who are growing, I want you to keep growing one step at a time, not to lose faith, keep faith, because you will ultimately get your break. And when you do, you become the authority. I want to reassure you that small-scale businesses are the hope of our future economy, and they need to be sustained, they need to be funded. Somebody needs to take responsibility. People should come together as cooperatives, come together in other types of partnerships, and find expression on how to grow your businesses to actually become corporate. Because when you become corporate, when you become multinational, your products can be sold, or your services can be sold outside of the country, can be exported, and in so doing, foreign exchange will be earned. Further still, it will mop up idle hands, it will begin to employ a lot of other people, and then unemployment will be salvaged. And then, of course, like I told you, you will get a lot more of this training by placing a call and attending our Masterminds Roundtable tomorrow between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Put a call and get reservations now, because we need to grow you. It's a commitment. We believe that you can be a corporate giant. It doesn't matter, you might be called unemployed today, or you may be calling yourself unemployed today, but we know that the staying power, the will to survive by Nigerians can be leveraged to make a lot of people corporate giants. So put a call today, call 080-330-74390 to get reservations to be part of Masterminds Roundtable with me tomorrow between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. I will be going for another short break, and when I return, we shall meet our friend John Bull, who migrated out of Nigeria and is back to Nigeria. He has very interesting stories to tell, and I wouldn't want you to miss that for anything. Call your friends, ask them to tune in immediately, and then please stay tuned. I'll be back shortly. Thank you. Welcome back, viewers. This is your favorite program, The Employer. The Employer is a program that is designed to raise corporate giants from grassroots for you to actually become CEO of your own organization, and that is very possible. Today, as I promised you before the break, I have a guest here, somebody that I have come to appreciate a lot, a young Nigerian who migrated out of the country and came back in 2000, and he is in the house today to tell us his story. His name is John Bull. John Bull, can we meet you?
Thank you very much.
Thanks for obliging to come to The Employer.
I'm very grateful.
Yes, you have an interesting story to tell, but before then, tell us who you are. Tell the viewers who you are. And
good morning, viewers. My name is John Bull and Ejochi. As my colleague have highlighted you, I'm a young man looking for a greener pasture. Once a time I lived in the northern part of it, Kano, before the condition of the nation pushed me out of the nation to northern part of Africa, which is Libya. It was late 1997, 25th